And you do tickle my fancy.
How would you describe this film to others?
The Beach Bum.
Yeah.
Huh. If you come to it with your morals on your sleeve, your arm will get burned. It's like great hedonism. It's like an Moondog. The guy plays like an alcoholic who never has a hangover, and he's a perpetual poet who's never without a rhyme. It is take the reins off, bring your funny bone, get ready to laugh your ass off.
Yeah, there's
what makes sense and what doesn't.
A lot of funny stuff in the movie. You play Moondog. You were supposed to play Snoop Dogg, right? Originally in this movie?
Right. But I changed that. I came up with a name. I'm Lingerie in the movie.
And the way I heard it, and the way I heard it was Snoop wasn't even going to sign up until he could share some script notes with the director, right? And so finally, he got on with the director, and our director, Harmony Korine's like, I don't know if Snoop's going to be in it. He's got script notes. And that y'all got on the call, and you said, I had an epiphany last night at 4:30. My character's not Snoop. My character's name is Ray, short for...
Lingerie.
Right, no, I get that. And it sounds like he got it right away. And Ray, for Lingerie, is one of the great names in movie history. I mean, let's be honest.
Because he's smooth as silk, baby.
Was Moondog based on any of the characters in your life that you know?
Yeah, Moondog was a big stew of a bunch of cats that I've met along the way.
Like who?
There's one guy down in Nevis, down in the islands off of Florida, named Captain Steve, man. Captain Steve's a big, good-looking 6'3" guy with blonde hair and a little perpetual saliva in the creases of your mouth right here, man. And I had met him. He was a bit of a smuggler, man, and he had a wife, Irene, and a daughter named Pearl. And I had asked him one night on their boat while we were trying to figure out what does Basil not go with, and we couldn't figure out what Basil doesn't go with, which if you can, good luck, because it goes with everything.
The herb basil?
Basil, yeah, it goes with everything.
Oh, okay.
So we were having that kind of conversation.
I understand.
We were in that conversation
on
a boat in the ocean. And I said, how'd you meet Irene, man? And they've been married 27 years. And he goes, oh, man, I was working offshore on an oil rig down off the coast of Florida. So on the weekends, we'd come in, man. I went to this little dancer bar with some ladies in it. And in the back corner, man, there's this one stage, and there was the best set of legs in these stockings I ever seen in my life, man. And I'd go there every day, and I'd stare at her legs, man, and look up at her. And after she was done, I'd say, hey, can I take you out to lunch on my boat? She said, no way, man. So 8 weekends went by, and every weekend I went there, and I asked her at the end of the night if she'd come out to lunch with me on my boat. Finally, she said, yeah. So I got her on my boat. It was a Sunday afternoon at noon. Had some lunch. I said, you mind if I pull out in the bay? She said, no, sure. I pulled out the bay, and I just kept going, man. Sailed around the world, man. She scratched my eyes out and beat me for 2 months, but we finally got married around Spain, and here we are, happily married for 27 years.
You know, as I'm going through green lights, especially with your father, what a complex guy, I thought. Because it seems almost like violence in some form was a love language for him. You tell that story of your brother having the rite of passage when your father had taken him to this place and wanted him to steal something, and your brother didn't want to do it, and so your brother and he get into this knockdown, drag out, and the moment your brother hits him with a 2x4 and he's passed out, and your brother's like, oh, Dad, 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 and then when he comes to...
That's my boy.
Something happened to you in a rite of passage where you had stolen a pizza one night, not stolen the pizza, but you had an incident with a pizza. You said, okay. Yes. You'd had an incident about a pizza, came home, and your father asked you about the pizza. You lied about it, and tell us about that moment.
Well, I tried to, you know, note to children out there when you've done something wrong and you come home and your parents go, so did you pay for that pizza? If you didn't pay for it, it means they know you didn't, okay? So I tried to weasel out of it and go, well, I mean, would you do, in this, the more I was groveling, the more I was digging myself a hole, the more my father was getting angry and almost feeling like, what have I done wrong? I'm giving you a chance, son, to tell me you stole it. I think in his mind, he's like, I've stole plenty of pizzas when I was a kid. Just tell me. And I didn't have the courage to tell him. And as soon as I said, well, no, I mean, he gave me a backhand, and one that I had earned. And he sat there and he's like, what am I supposed to do, son? What am I supposed to do? Just tell me. Be man enough to just tell me. And if I would have told him, hey, Dad, we stole a pizza. Jesus didn't know we'd get caught. He'd have been like, gosh, damn it. Now, son, what I teach you, you shouldn't do that. And then, damn it, if you're going to do it, get away with it better.
Do you even have a rap party for a movie like this, or is it a rap party, the whole thing?
I think the movie was a party. Like,
The movie was a rap party.
yeah, because, you know, when I first got to the set, they was like, they had like a bunch of fake blunts and joints rolled up.
Oh, no, no,
And I'm
no,
like,
no.
oh, no.
Yeah.
Who is that for? That's not for me.
That was supposed to be for me.
What do you see
Carry on,
supposed to be?
sir.
But you tell them. I like the way you tell the story.
You like, I tell them
Yeah.
that fake one.
You tell 'em. You tell 'em
So
me.
the first scene that we and I shot together, I'm supposed to show up. Moondog goes to Lingerie's place. Lingerie's going to turn him on to the magic weed, right? So I show up that night, and I know the scene, so I talked to the prop guy on the set, and I said, look, I got my prop joints, which are oregano. I talked to Snoop. I said, these are my prop joints, oregano, because I know I'm going to be pulling. He said, yeah, I got that. So all of a sudden we go do the scene, and it's about an 8-minute take. It's a long take if you're passing a joint back and forth and you're smoking hardcore to the heels
Snoop
of your
Dogg stuff.
feet.
Yeah.
So the scene goes on, and right after the scene, I just feel like, man, I'm not sure that was prop. And I look over, and Snoop goes, yo, Moondog, that wasn't prop weed, that was Snoop weed.
So nice to see you again.
Good to see you.
You know, there are a lot of things I like about you, Matthew McConaughey, but one of the things I like the most about you, and this is what makes a star, in my opinion, is that you are Matthew McConaughey. Some people are like, oh, I wonder what that guy's like. And then you meet them and you go, that is nothing like I thought. We know Matthew McConaughey. And if you want that Matthew McConaughey feeling, you want to go to the source, Matthew McConaughey.
Go to McConaughey.
You are the National Reserve of McConaughey. We all need that feeling every so often. How have you been?
I've been pretty McConaughey, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really, McConaughey levels are high?
Life's been good, yeah. Been very well, man. We just got finished working over in London, got back to Austin, Texas at our home 2 days before Christmas, moved into the house we've been renovating.
That's nice.
Staying there with the family, kept it tight, and here we are starting off the new year.
And now this film you shot, Serenity, you shot that in
Mauritius.
Mauritius.
Little
Okay,
island.
where is Mauritius?
1,500 miles off the eastern coast of South Africa, 1,500 miles east of Cape Town in the Indian Ocean.
That is in the middle of nowhere.
Nowhere. Yeah, which kind of fits for why we shot there in the film. But yeah, it's Hindu, it's Creole, it's Protestant, it's Muslim. It was only inhabited 400 years ago. So it's quite a mystical
What was
place.
there before people?
I believe just its beauty, as far as I know. It's got a volcano in the middle of it. It's got a lot of sugar cane. They make great rum.
They do.
In Mauritius, sir.
What we don't have any rum, I'm afraid, tonight. But
We do have
things.
Other
A
brown
gift that
liquors.
you brought me a gift tonight. What is this I'm about to pour in these glasses?
This is a beautiful sip of bourbon called Long Branch. I worked on this for 2 years with master distiller Eddie Russell at Wild Turkey. And one night, after 88 samples over 2 years, I sipped this and I said, that's the best bourbon on the planet. Howdy, howdy, McConaughey here, coming at you this time as a pickle expert. To talk about pickles, which I love so dearly, we have to go back to their origin story. The cucumber. Now, look at this cucumber. Big, plump, firm, bold, lots of promise. Ooh, this is gonna be good. And then, you take a bite. It's all hat, no cattle. It's all packaging, no product. It has no identity. It is tasteless. All it does is take up room in our proverbial salad. But what happens when it gets older? Does it mature with age like a fine wine? Does it get better and become a pickle? Not as firm as it once was. Got a few more bumps on it. It even shrunk. But let's see what it tastes like. Now we got the product behind the packaging. Now we've got identity. Now we've got purpose because we're a pickle, sour, sweet, dill. It commits. It's the pickle. And you do tickle my fancy.